10 years ago, the cryptocurrency market did not exist. Bitcoin had not yet emerged from the mysterious brain of Satoshi Nakamoto, and the founder of Ethereum has just turned 13 years old. So, in other words, the cryptographic market barely existed. Maybe it was a flash in the eye of the unknown inventor of Bitcoin, but no one else had heard of the blockchain technology. The means of creating a decentralized world were completely separated from reality. And yet, the value of the cryptographic market is worth approximately $164.3 billion today. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the fastest explosions of wealth in human history. Bitcoin mining produced the first generation of cryptographic millionaires. Then, then the millionaires created came through a series of sales from the crypto crowd, which in turn made Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ether into legendary investment vehicle. Now we are entering a new phase of the cryptocurrency market, whereas cases of commercial use are approaching mass adoption, and specific currencies of use cases emerge almost daily, and government regulators complete the rules on how cryptocurrencies will be governed. And that said, the crypto market limit may exceed $200 billion by the end of the year. But what is driving the surge? Leading the charge of increased market capitalization of cryptocurrencies are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. All these cryptocurrencies foster an environment of growth, but none more than Ethereum. Their smart contract produce a generation of new cryptographic assets that raise money through initial offers of currencies, or ICO for short. But companies or products like Genesis and Civic are flush with money after using this method. Although their investors did not earn a part of the capital, instead, the financiers obtained rights to negotiate with the native token of the company, issued in exchange for Ether coins. Now imagine the bank boxes of a company that grew from goose eggs to 153 million at that time. More to the point, it creates an environment of hypersonic growth. Creators and entrepreneurs go to Ethereum to participate in the ICO revolution, contributing both their talent and their intellectual capital. And some people say that this trend could rob venture capitalists, the VCs, of their relevance in the world of startup. And it is no secret that in 2017, blockchain companies raised more money through ICOs than venture capital. Next is the price. Initial offer of currency versus capital or risk capitals. Everyone is aware that this trend is happening. However, some are reluctant to believe that such a system would give underlying value. They are right. Are they right? Well, why do skeptics think that the capitalization of the cryptographic market is overvalued? Critics believe that the limit of the cryptographic market is a bubble. They think that the prediction of Ripple's price is exaggerated, and the Ethereum price forecast is delirious. And the Bitcoin price prediction, well, you get the image. But they see a very different version of the story. They see a lot of artificial assets that only exist in cyberspace receiving tons of money. Just like in the 2000 dot-com crisis. Internet companies went crazy for easy money. They did little for the benefits, and ultimately, instead, it led to a stock market crash. But to be sure, this version of the story has its truth, but it fails in a big way. That is, it omits the end of a story that technology companies finally took over the world. And take a look at the most valuable companies in the world if you do not believe me. The names are Apple, Google, or Alphabet, and Amazon, but not ExxonMobil Corporation and General Motors Company. But the prediction that technology companies will transform the world was absolutely true. Many people got rich by not losing faith in technological actions. Similarly, there is no doubt that the blockchain technology will transform the world, regardless of whether there is a price correction or not. And real money is in the long term. Take analysis. If you still have doubts, consider this thought experiment. You return in time to the morning of 1929 big crash. One of the market skeptics tells them to take money out of the market and never invest another penny. You do exactly the opposite. You buy a piece of the entire market and never let it go. And by some miracle of science, You two survive to this day. Who was right? Almost all sane human beings would have not tended to say, of course you do not invest. But the market crashed that day, fool. That's right. The market certainly collapsed in 1929 and did not fully recover until the policies of the New Deal of Franklin Delano Roosevelt came into force. But that doesn't mean you should have hide your money in the garden shed, especially since clinging to the investment would have made you a very rich man. And the long-term trajectory of the stock market is up and to the right, and it continues to grow over time because that is the nature of capitalism. Money flows at real value, although not always at the right time. Therefore, even if some ICOs are bleak, the writing of the entire crypto markets will be a mistake. There are companies that change the game in this space and ultimately could become as famous as Apple, Google, or Amazon, leading to the market capitalization of the cryptocurrency to trillions of dollars. In the short term, however, it is enough to assume that the capitalization of the crypto market will continue its existing growth pattern, which will bring its accumulated value to approximately $200 billion before the end of 2017. And those who predicted it in the last decade have been completely wrong.